Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Susan and I am so happy that you are here. I am a first-time mom to my daughter Julia and I also have a brain tumor and epilepsy. I talk a lot about just navigating all of these different journeys and things and also just living life. So if you are into any of that, please stick around and let's get into today's video. Today's video is about how I canceled my brain surgery and trusted my gut. This is not a video I expected to be making. Honestly, I want to shed light on this because I think naturally when you are in a position where you don't know a lot about what is going on or your diagnosis feels very scary and out of reach. I mean, I legitimately feel like I've been living in a Grey's Anatomy episode for the last 4 months. Until you're in the situation, you don't know what this looks like. I know I couldn't find a lot of influencers with brain tumors or even people that were sharing their journeys. So I had no point of reference of what this looks like. A brain surgeon says we need to take this out. You kind of just follow their lead because you don't know, like I'm not a brain surgeon, so I can't say whether or not this is the best case scenario. Leading up to this, I have two separate medical teams. And well, actually that's not true. I have a lot of different medical teams, but for this specifically, I have two identical sets of medical teams from two different hospitals and networks because I wanted really unbiased opinions and I wanted to see if they aligned, if they contradicted each other. Like I just wanted, a second opinion. It's my brain. This isn't a limb that I can shop around for. Like I want the best of the best. I got a phone call at the end of January saying, "Hey, we're scheduling you for brain surgery. You've been scheduled for February 10th. For reference, there was a 19-day time frame between getting that call and when I was supposed to go in for surgery. And I was like, whoa, pump the brakes. First of all, I'm not even going to be transitioned onto my anti-seizure medicine by then. So that date doesn't work. And I didn't ask for brain surgery. Like, yes, I said I was open to and understood where the surgeon was coming from, but nowhere in that conversation did I say, I want brain surgery. Let's schedule this. This call came in on Tuesday, and then I had another appointment with a doctor from the hospital that scheduled me for the surgery on Thursday. In between that Tuesday phone call and that Thursday appointment, I had over 30 partial seizures. If you have watched any of my other videos, my seizures are stress induced and can also come from a lack of sleep. I have a baby, so the combination, my stress was at an all-time high and my sleep was at an all-time low. When I got that phone call, I was actually recording a YouTube video sitting exactly in the spot. I answered it. And at this hospital, I talk to the same secretary every single time, or scheduler. I love her. Like, shout out to Danya because she is my saving grace. She helps explain things to me. She has helped me get medical records. Like, she is end all be all, my favorite person that I talk to. And she is so helpful and kind. And if I'm feeling scared about something, like I'm transparent with her. And she is like, don't worry, like I'll take care of you. She's got sass, she's got spunk. I love her. And she's like, you're a popular girl. Like they're talking about you today. We were trying to get you like just there's urgency, but there's also a level of like she knows me. She knows my case. It's not just another ticket in line. I'm not just talking to someone random every time. Like I'm talking to the same person, which I really appreciate and love about this specific hospital. So when she had called me, I was like, I'm gonna cry. I am not ready for this. And she was like, she's like, oh my goodness, like I am so sorry. She's like, maybe something got triggered in the back end, like they could have ordered something and it just came through to me. But I didn't want you to see it in your portal and for you to freak out. So she was definitely working out of a place of she was genuinely looking out for me, which I do really appreciate. So again, no hate or shade to anyone involved. And I think that is what happened was that either they wanted to hold my place in the case that I decided I wanted the surgery, or they put in an order for something, or they put in the order for me so that I was lined up, right? So I get this phone call. I call Chris. I said, they scheduled me for surgery for February 10th. He comes home immediately. Like, he knew that I was unwell. I was holding it together, but he could just tell. So he came home immediately. He picked up Julia. He comes home. Julia was asleep in her car seat, and he and I just literally collapsed to the floor crying because it felt like a death sentence, really. Like, I knew it in my bones that this was not the time to have surgery. Like, not that I don't want it. I'm so grateful to have access to healthcare, so grateful to have a team that I'm confident in to do an operation like this. But February 10th, it was just everything in my being was screaming, no, this is not it. This is not right. It was just, ugh. And I was like, I'm not doing. By the end of that conversation, it was probably like an hour long conversation. I was like, Chris, I'm not doing it. I'm not having surgery on that day. And he said, this is like, I back you. Like, I back you with whatever you want. If you feel confident in going in and having surgery on the 10th, then we can do that. He was like, but if you don't want to, then I'm following your lead. Like, this is up to you. It's your brain. I want you to feel comfortable. And then once I had made that decision, I was like, no, like, I'm not saying no to surgery, but I'm saying no to surgery on February 10th. And he was like, I didn't want to say anything till you had made your decision on your own, but I feel so relieved because I felt like that was not the right answer either. And I think a big part of it was in understanding that it definitely came from a place of they were just trying to get their ducks in order, and the order was probably something for like lab work or the antibiotic or anything that needed to be done pre-op, or holding my space in line because they are busy. Like, I am shocked by how many people need brain surgery. There is a long wait list, and I'm young and I have a baby. So they definitely move things faster for me, even though my case is on the more benign side. They do operate quickly for me because of these other factors in my life, which I'm very grateful for. That said, it felt premature and I hadn't spoken to anyone. Like, my surgeon didn't call me and say, we're scheduling you surgery. So it felt very much kind of, my initial reaction to it was it felt like it was done behind my back or without my consent. And I did not like that. And it immediately put, like, the surgeon that this was going through was more aggressive. He has great bedside manner, but he was definitely to the point and did not sugarcoat anything. And he was very clear he wanted to cut. So then I felt like, oh, this guy's just cut happy. Like, I don't think I want this. Like, my immediate reaction was like to retract. And I was like, I don't like this. That lasted a day because then I met with this other surgeon who's, or not surgeon, neuro-oncologist who's on his team, changed everything for me. I started the conversation with, someone scheduled me for surgery on February 10th. And she was like, what? Like, first of all, whoa, I am so sorry. That should not have happened. And I said, well, it makes no sense why it happened because I was told that they don't even sign off on surgery until you sign off on it. And I haven't even met you. Like, this is the first time we're meeting. She was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I want to also state that she is fantastic. She is my favorite doctor out of all of my teams. I love her so much and appreciate the time she takes to talk to me, the availability she creates for me to just ask questions. She's the one who went through all of my MRIs slide by slide and explained everything to me. Like, she is fantastic. She apologized immediately and explained that it was probably something ordered on the back end. It should have never made it to the secretary, and that she was like, this is probably what happened. She was also the one to explain to me that their tumor board was split in half. Half of them wanted me to have the surgery immediately, the other half did not. She said, I fell on the side that this feels premature. We only have 2 scans, which means we only have 2 points of data, and it's a high likely of jeopardizing the vision on your right side. That's going to affect your quality of life. You're young, you have a baby. She was like, I think this seems premature. Having someone who shared the same outlook as me was so validating, so validating. And also knowing that she's on this team to kind of balance this all out was also so validating and helped me so much. I want to stress this. I cannot stress this enough. I was not mad. Now, looking back at it and seeing the full picture, not mad at anyone and appreciate them operating in a proactive state to try to get me the best care as soon as possible. Because a lot of times, especially at like the other team that I'm working with, I wait a lot and I don't get communicated with. So I'm just very grateful that they were just being proactive and having the availability for me had I chosen to have surgery on February 10th, which I ultimately did not. I agreed that I felt it was premature. I said I would like another set of scans, which is what she had planned for me, and that is what we did for the time being. which those scans came back clean. Nothing has changed, which is great news. I am going to do an entire video explaining treatment plans. I've talked about treatment options, but I am going to go into detail about what the plan is and what our plan B and C are, because obviously things don't always go to plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, watching. It helps support my family in this difficult time while we navigate the craziness of having a brain tumor and epilepsy at the ripe age of, I'm now 25. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Your comments mean the world to me, and your thoughts and prayers mean more than Chris or I could ever express. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.